I'm not even gonna lie. I literally had to look up the title of this movie several times because I forgot about it all these times that I was getting ready to do the review. I'm like, what was that movie called? Anyways, guys, Let Them All Talk. I hope I'm getting it right this time. It is a film by Steven Soderbergh, and it is currently on HBO Max. I had no idea that this movie existed until a friend of mine was like, "Hey, have you seen this movie?" And I was like, "No, I haven't." And I looked it up, and I saw it was directed by Steven Soderbergh, who I'm trying to rank all his movies anyways. I'm halfway there. He's done 30 actual feature-length films that aren't documentaries. So I'm about halfway through, and I was like, you know what? I may as well watch this now because I'm going to have to watch it anyways. And plus, it's a 2020 movie, and I haven't seen too many. So I was like, yeah, why not? Plus, I saw Thomas Newman was doing the score, so I was like, all right, awesome. I can't lie. I thought this movie was very dull. I thought this movie was very disappointing. But before I get into the negatives, because I don't want to be a negative nanny, I want to say that this movie, for the most part, is well shot. Like, I did like the composition. I liked the color grading that was utilized. The performances also were enjoyable, specifically Lucas Hedges. He's always awesome. I think he's a great actor, and I'm glad to see him working with someone like Meryl Streep now. It's really quite something. Meryl Streep is her usual great self, honestly. But that and the score are really the only things that I thought were enjoyable. The score, it's not one of Thomas Newman's best. I wouldn't even say it's like good Thomas Newman. It's definitely one of his weaker scores. Definitely one of his weaker scores. I don't think that if I were to listen to this score on its own, I don't think that there'd be really any tracks that stand out. It's a very serviceable score, but it's definitely not something that like stands out like Skyfall or American Beauty or Road to Perdition in terms of his scores. But the other thing is, yeah, that's about it. I guess the boat looks nice, but this honestly is one of those movies that gets me thinking about like, what's the difference between a movie like this and a movie like, I don't know, Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill. The reason why I say that is because, these characters are just hanging around, having improv dialogue. I honestly, while I was watching the movie, I was like, this dialogue had to be improv. It just had to be because it just doesn't really flow, the way a lot of movies do, which is fine. But I then looked it up and I saw that, yeah, it is in fact a lot of improv, which is fine. But I just thought the improv dialogue wasn't interesting. It didn't really hook me. And that in turn is unfortunate because then the characters really weren't interesting to me. There weren't anybody I was able to latch on to or say, you know what, I don't find you interesting, but I get where you're coming from, so I can, latch on to you. So I don't know. The characters, the story is very like slice of life like, and I've said this in many other reviews. Slice of life movies are definitely hit or miss for me personally. Like there are some where it's like, they're just casually talking and a lot of improv. And it's interesting because, these characters and the acting with the way it's depicted, it's like this is something really special. But although the acting is there, I just thought the dialogue itself that they were improvising just wasn't that, special. It's unfortunate because, again, the ending is supposed to be one of those endings where you feel something, you feel emotional. But I didn't feel anything because, again, I felt very distant. And that's the best way of summing it up. I get why critics like it because, again, it is very well shot. And it definitely seems like a movie that's for, like, older people, like boomers. But it's something that, for someone like myself in my late 20s, like, I get all that. But I also understand that it's got terrible pacing. The tone kind of, is shaky at times. And then, as I already mentioned, the dialogue, the characters just aren't that interesting. And unfortunate enough, I don't really feel like they're three-dimensional. They felt very flat at times. So I'll personally be giving this movie, because I forget the name of it at this point already, I give it a 2 out of 5 star rating. So let them talk about it. You have something like that. What do you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Again, mine's 2 out of 5 star ratings. Curious to hear your guys. I don't know what's happening to Steve Soderbergh. I don't like, the Laundromat also was kind of like this, where it was like, I didn't get anything out of it. Found it very disappointing. But here's to your other people's thoughts. Maybe there'll be someone, especially like a lot older than me, like, in their 70s, saying like why I'm wrong. Curious to hear your thoughts on it. But anyways, again, comment section below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.